Here's the deal. I was just in the biggest main event in the history of professional wrestling. This is a very, very God, my neck fucking hurts. This is a very hyperbolic sport filled with hyperbolic bullshit people that will make claims like that. For crying out loud, Hulk Hogan, I think, recently said that he was in Japan and America on the same day, somehow. Great guy. I can say that earnestly and honestly to you guys. And it's not hyperbole. And the fact that I can say that feels right. We're not just an alternative. We are a gang of fucking misfit toys. Of guys that should have been, never was, guys that should never be in the position that we're in today. And yeah, sometimes we don't get along. Newsflash, I'm sure you motherfuckers got people at work you want a fucking headbutt in the mouth. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, we are misfits. But guess what? We come together and we put on the best fucking professional wrestling shows this world has ever fucking seen. And I put my fucking name on that. You wanna know why I put my name on that? Because I'm ready to step the fuck up. I'm ready to be the face of this company. I'm ready to be the face of the mayhem, of the misfits, as long as this motherfucker ponies up the money. But that is neither here nor there. That is neither here nor there. I am so proud of not only me, because duh, that was like a fucking sick main event and I'm awesome and I won. But I am proud of every single ditzy, weirdo, fucking nut job, motherfucker in that locker room, because like I said, we might not get along, we might not be fucking picture perfect and squeaky clean, but we put on fucking shows of a lifetime, and I couldn't be prouder to be a leader of that. So that's all I wanted to say off the rip.
Let's have questions for the champ.
Yes, sir. Bald man. No, fuck you. I just pointed at that guy. You go second. Hand him the mic. What do you think, you run this place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great event, congratulations.
I know, I was in it. Fuck. Can we clap again? Like one more time? It was that good. God, my neck.
Do you love your mother?
Fuck, that is a loaded question. I think she's kind of a bitch. And she's always constantly, no offense, Mom, she's in the room. She's always constantly trying to draw attention to herself. And frankly, if there's one thing about me is I'm a super humble guy. I never try to make it all about me. So I don't know where the fuck, that is, because I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. I mean, I think we can all agree I'm humble, right? I'm like the most humble guy in the world. So I don't understand her at all. The apple fell very far away from the tree. And I just wish she would stop making it about herself all the time, because I would never do that. By the way, world champion, main event, won tonight with my best friend. No big deal. Next question.
Jamal Niaz says,
now you can go, Jamal.
Yeah. Appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Since 2018, the first All In to go into main event in selling out Wembley Stadium, arguably being the best wrestler in the world, the biggest name in professional wrestling. Yeah. Just if you could go back and talk to 2018 MJF and say, look, you're going to be in the main event of Wembley Stadium, AEW's first show in the UK, what would 2018 MJF say?
He'd spit on me and call me a mark and say, duh. But he would walk away with a big fucking smile on his face.
Well done.
Hi, Martin from Line. Tony, you just mentioned you...
That is a beautiful accent. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say it. It's a beautiful accent.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you just mentioned, you really wanted to come to the UK a long time ago, and you just made it onto a successful life. Congratulations about that. But as a Latino, I want to ask you if we will have a premium life event in Mexico or Puerto Rico.
I'm just going to say this right now. I want to go to Aztec Stadium. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's not up to me. It's not up to me. But you can fit a whole lot of people in Aztec Stadium. I love the Mexican people. I love the Mexican culture. And boy, oh boy, do I love Mexican food. My God. So I'm going to let him take that question now. And I pray to God that I just peer pressured the God out of him into saying maybe or yes.
Thank you.
Tony, take it away.
I think he nailed it. I think that's a great venue. There are so many great venues. And that is a great idea. It's definitely something to consider. We've made so much progress as a company. We did our first ever international tour a few months ago of Canada. Tonight is our first ever stadium show and our first ever European show. The milestones are going to keep coming, and that's absolutely something that we would like to do under the right circumstances. We have some great partners in Lucha Libre, and I think that's a really exciting idea.
Also, Mexican people love the champ. Love me. Can't get enough of me. That's a fact. Just want to throw that out.
What about Puerto Ricans?
Puerto Ricans love me too. Latin X, brother. You all love me. You kidding me? I don't care what color you are. Fucking yellow, white, purple, black. Everybody loves MJF.
People all over the world love MJF. That is absolutely the case. Now, I would like to point out while we're in England, where was the first place I ever met you and saw you wrestle?
Holy shit. It was in England.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
I actually scouted him out here in England. It's pretty amazing. And,
it was right before All In. Literally right before All In. A show that I had no right being on because Cody did me a solid, if we're being honest. And then I got booked on shows adjacent in England that I wouldn't have gotten booked on if it wasn't for the original All In 2018. And I remember wrestling and I was killing it. And I looked up and I saw this dude. And I was like, that dude seems really excited about what I'm doing right now. You know? And then the rest is pretty much history.
Congratulations, guys. Scott Fell said Muscle and Fitness. What an incredible show. MJF.
I like the other guy's accent better, but I'm going to let it slide.
Yeah, he's got a better accent. He's definitely got a better accent. I know how hard you've worked on your physique, on your training, every aspect. Do you think that if you hadn't worked so hard, you wouldn't have been able to give the main event that you get?
Yes, definitively yes.
And how are you feeling after the match?
My neck is killing me. I love Adam Cole to death, but oh my God, my neck hurts, dude. I said it point blank to Adam when we walked through the curtain. I said, I love you, buddy, but Daddy needs a break. I'm going to go to Paris. I'm going to bang some rats. I'm going to go gorilla in Paris. I'm going to have me a baguette, some Dom Perignon, and I'm going to eat some fucking snails or whatever the fuck they do over there, and I'm just going to chill.
Escargot.
Thank you, pal. I'm still becoming cultured as a world champion. But to answer your question as far as, physically, I take my training very seriously because I'm a professional athlete. I find that there are a lot of professional wrestlers that don't understand how important it is. You cannot outwork me. Nobody on the planet can outwork me, can outrun me. Not Bryan Danielson, not nobody. Not nobody in that ring. Adam Cole got tired in there wrestling Daddy because everybody does. I'm a freaking machine.
Speaking of your partner, speaking of the co-holder of the...
Mr. Break My Neck!
What a match.
Hello!
Yeah, I'm okay. What a classic match.
Hey, my neck's pretty sore too.
I know. We're both pieces of shit. We're trying to win.
Here's both halves of the biggest main event in pro wrestling history, ladies and gentlemen. MJF and Adam Cole, co-holders of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship right here.
Whoever thought I'd be in Ring of Honor? But no, it's cool. You dragged me in it. You dragged me in it.
Questions?
When you guys were approached about having two matches, opening and closing the show, what goes through your mind?
I vomited in my mouth. I'll let Cole take it.
It's a combination of a couple of things. First of all, again, being involved in a show like All In and it being such a large event, of course you're like, this is incredible to be in the opening of the show and the closing of the show. But then naturally, as an entertainer, as a wrestler, there is that fear of like, oh, are they going to be as invested in the main event as they are in the beginning? Are they going to see too much of us? But both of us, and really everybody, was really confident that the crowd was going to be with us, considering how much they've been invested in me and Max. So I'm glad that we did it, but there was a little bit of reservation and fear. But now looking back on it, it's like, man, I wouldn't have changed anything.
We were stupid over. Oh, duh, what are you, fucking nuts? And also, we were dummy over. Let me tell you something. There was one take I heard online. Oh, but what if it ruined for the pop later? Bro, it's better than you, baby. This is the hottest thing in professional wrestling. It was louder the second time we came out. So, shut the fuck up. Don't worry about my pops, okay? I'm MJF, that's Adam Cole. You don't gotta worry about us fucking getting a pop. So, all right.
So Adam, it's Steve from the BBC. I spoke to you a couple of months back.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, good man. Spoke to you. Just wondered that this time 12 months ago you weren't allowed to wrestle, you weren't able to wrestle, so fast forward a year on, has it actually something that you've kicked off and main evented the biggest pro wrestling show in history?
Yes and no. Again, I've said this before, but the older I get, the more I try to sit back and reflect on moments like this, because like early on in my career, I was so obsessed with the next thing and go and make the next step and progress even further, to where sometimes I wasn't able to kind of sit back and smell the roses in a lot of ways. But specifically from aging and getting older, and then on top of that, like you had mentioned, 12 months ago, there was legitimate fear that I was maybe never going to get to wrestle again. So at one point, I was just excited at the idea of being able to come out and like cut a promo or do an interview or maybe have a couple of matches. So to fast forward and then be in this main event with MJF for the AEW World Championship in like this record-breaking crowd, it's unbelievable.
Biggest crowd ever.
I will never ever forget this night. I've never taken pro wrestling for granted. It's always something I've loved and cherished, but there's this deep-rooted feeling of satisfaction that I have right now of being able to have done that. And I will never, ever forget this night. I think it's the happiest I've ever been, like after a match.
If I can just speak as his friend, watching you come back from what you came back from, there are a lot of people that would have just quit. And I respect you immensely, not just as a friend, not just as a man, but as a professional wrestler. There are so many people that would have just been like, well, no, I'm done. And you didn't. And now look at you, dude.
He came back purely for the love of the game. This man was not, I think it's fair to say this wasn't money motivated or greed motivated, because if you don't mind me saying, I think it's fair to say I would have paid you every fucking dime, even if you never stepped in the ring again. And that's what I told you. I wanted you to feel no pressure to step into this ring and put your safety at stake. And I wanted you to know you were getting every fucking dime of that contract. I'm sorry. And you came back because you love pro wrestling and you wanted to be here. And that's what makes this so special. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
And that's what makes him special. He's a fucking great professional wrestler.
Nah, thanks, guys.
All right, who's up next?
Hi, Xenia from Zin. Congratulations on the absolutely spectacular main event. MJF, tonight the crowd was probably the most behind you and rooting for you the most than ever in your career before. Was that a goal for you coming into Wembley? Was the positive crowd reaction something that you were looking for?
It's never been a goal for me to get people to like me in my life. I'm starting to freaking dig it though. I mean, I'm being honest. Listen, you were in there with me. I was getting, downstairs was getting a little, they were chanting my name loud. It was awesome. And I'm falling in love with it more and more. Look, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm a scumbag, but I'm ready to be everybody's scumbag. I'm ready to be your scumbag, and I'm digging it, man. I'm having fucking fun, and God, does it feel great to be over. I love it. I love being the most over MFer in wrestling right now. It's the best.
Guys, final question. Rob Butler from BBC. Thanks for tonight, it was cracking. I know the fans loved it. I just want to get both of your takes on it. Max first and then Adam. Yeah. What was your preconceptions of Wembley Stadium? Because Tony's talked about his love of the place and how he always wanted to get a wrestling show here. Obviously he's got massive history in English sport. What were your preconceptions of this stadium?
Preconceptions, definitely. I was nervous that when you people would chant because you guys don't go to the dentist, the stench would be immense. But outside of that, that was really my main concern. Turns out your guys, look, are your teeth like messed up 1,000%? Like I'm not gonna sit here and like lie to your face, but breath was fine. So I'm glad I didn't have to overcome that, because I don't know if I could have wrestled in the main event if I had to deal with that the entirety of the match.
I don't think I can top that answer, but I will. I'll try. I'll give you my honest answer. Yeah, so Wembley Stadium obviously is one of the most historic venues in the entire world. And never in a million years did I even think of the possibility of getting to wrestle in Wembley. Not only wrestle in Wembley, but like a packed house at Wembley Stadium. So again, when I think of special wrestling moments that I've had, this one's got to be at the top of the list. Just based on how historic the venue is, how awesome the crowd was, and just again, thinking that Oh, I can't imagine ever having a match at Wembley Stadium, and here we are. So crazy, unreal.
Before I let these guys go, just a couple thoughts. What's the biggest crowd you ever wrestled in front of in England before?
Oh my God, maybe 1,000, tops 2,000 people, tops.
Was that NXT or ROH, or what was that?
That was NXT. They had a Blackpool event that was pretty packed, but yeah, nowhere even close.
Couple thousand.
Yeah.
The biggest place in England I'd ever seen you wrestle was York Hall in front of maybe 1,000 people. What was that place? Really small one I went. The really small place.
I wrestled Kip Sabian. I don't even remember what company that was. I don't have an effing clue.
There were maybe 100 people there.
If that.
Resistance something?
You're a real sicko, huh, pal?
Keith's a sick man.
I don't think you're a sicko.
But stop it. Don't flatter him. I just want to take one more question just to pop myself from somebody that I go a ways back with. Is that Tits McGee from Whore Island? Okay. Hi. 2018 All In. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I heard you still have a season pass to Whore Island, so.
Well, you know the deal. Yeah. Pinning shoulders on mats, banging rats. You know.
When I first met you, you told me that you'd be the biggest thing in professional wrestling, and here you are after 2 wins at Wembley Stadium. AEW's All In. So if you could go back and talk to young Maxwell, who put in the hours, the 90,000 miles driving from city to city on the indies, the person that was bullied, dealt with the trolls, the neckbeards, all of it, what's the one thing you want to tell yourself?
Well, I would tell him, keep on chugging, keep on believing in yourself, and I know you think that everybody out there is evil, but there's going to be a dude that you meet that proves to you that's not the case. That's what I would say.
It's very sweet.
Thanks, everybody.
That's awesome. That's Alan Cheapshot.
Where's Alan?
Are you Alan Cheapshot?
Wow!
Yeah.
Everybody give it up for him. He tweets out some great shit.
He's good stuff.
Yeah. All right.